Could you tell us a little bit more, and you alluded to this earlier on factionalism which exists within Khalistani sympathizers, number one, and number two, how there is gangland-style warfare, or battles as it were, which do take place, and that somehow the death of Nijar may have been involved with that. I mean, it has nothing to do with India. Could you describe to us the nature of this gangland warfare that takes place in parts of Canada?
So first of all, let's understand what is this Khalistani extremism and terrorism originating from Canada. This is a business. There's a business because the money collected through intimidation, through extortion by these Khalistanis, they use it to destabilize India and to have their own lavish lifestyles. So if it is a business, and if I'm trying to break that away, certainly there will be repercussions. And these repercussions are their threats to the Indian diplomats, Indian leaders. Our Prime Minister has been threatened, our Home Minister has
been threatened.
I have been threatened very recently, just to give you an anecdote, very recently on Holi, so I had 10 heads and I was sort of characterized as Ravan, and then my effigy was burnt as Ravan. There was another poster where people would come and practice their firearms on my face at that poster. So many things have gone on there, which would not happen in a polite, in a society which respects others. So no cognizance of hate crime has been taken by any of the Canadian organizations or authorities.
The Royal Canadian Police that protected you, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, believed that the threats against you were credible and that there was a specific threat to your life and to other diplomats?
Absolutely. See,
and this was conveyed to you repeatedly, right?
Repeatedly.
And you were protected over there.
See, the very fact that I had these RCMP officers protecting me, for which the Canadian taxpayers are paying, certainly there is a spin that I have a threat to my life.
Yeah.
And same thing happened to both the consul generals in Vancouver and Toronto. So they were also being protected through the RCMP deployment.
And there were effigies you mentioned that were burnt. I think it was last year when there was an effigy of Indira Gandhi, the former Prime Minister, that went down Brampton in Ontario. Again, conveying a message which India just, I mean, it's one thing to say this is freedom of speech, but to a lot of people over here, it just seems bizarre that can be used as some sort of an excuse to allow open hate against somebody who's dead.
You're absolutely right. And not only dead, she was the elected Prime Minister of one of the largest democracies in the world. A democracy which is friendly to Canada. When you demonstrate a bullet-ridden effigy of a former Prime Minister of India with the imagery of her bodyguards who shot, it is nothing but the hate speech.